Your dog is not just attached. If you've noticed a few strange little habits, the staring, the sighing, the way they position themselves in a room, there's a real chance your dog has done something most owners never even hear about. It's called imprinting. And no, I'm not talking about baby ducklings following their mother. I'm talking about a specific psychological bond that happens between a dog and one particular human. And once it happens, it changes how that dog behaves for the rest of its life. Most owners think their dog loves everyone in the house equally. It doesn't. There's almost always one person the dog has locked onto, and by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly who that person is in your house and the 7 signs that prove it. Stick around, because sign number 5 is the one almost nobody notices, and it's happening right now, even while you're watching this. Hey, welcome back. If you're new here, this is the channel where we break down real dog behavior, not fluffy internet myths, but the actual psychology behind what your dog is doing and why. Today, we're talking about canine imprinting, what it actually is, why it happens, and the subtle signs that tell you your dog has chosen you as their person. If you want more videos like this, the ones that actually explain why your dog does what it does, make sure you're subscribed because we post new breakdowns every week. Now, let's get into it. Here's the thing most owners get wrong. They assume their dog's affection is generic. Pet the dog, feed the dog, walk the dog loves you. Simple, right? Except that's not how canine attachment actually works. Dogs form what behaviorists call a primary attachment figure, very similar to the concept developed in human attachment psychology, where a child bonds most strongly with one particular caregiver. Even in a house full of loving adults, dogs do the same thing. In a multi-person household, a dog will almost always imprint more strongly on one specific human, regardless of who feeds them or who spends the most raw hours in the house. That's why you'll see it all the time. The partner who works 12-hour shifts and barely sees the dog is still the one the dog loses its mind for at the door, while the person who's home all day doing the feeding and the walking gets a polite tail wag. This confuses owners constantly. They think something is wrong. They think the dog doesn't appreciate the effort. But that's not what's happening. Imprinting isn't about time invested. It's about a specific set of signals your dog is reading: tone of voice, consistency, emotional regulation, even your scent chemistry when you're calm versus stressed. And once a dog locks on to those signals in one person, that bond becomes your dog's emotional home base. The problem is, this bond shows up in ways that are so normal-looking, so everyday, that most owners walk right past them. You might be living with a dog who has fully imprinted on you and never even realize it, because you assume every dog acts this way. So, let's fix that. Here are the real signs, the ones trainers and behaviorists actually look for. Sign 1, the full body tracking. Watch your dog the next time you walk from one room to another, not just when you call them, just naturally. A dog that has imprinted on you doesn't just follow you. They orient their whole body toward you even when they're lying down across the room. Ears rotate toward your voice before you've said their name. Their head lifts a half second before you actually stand up, like they sensed the shift in your body weight before you moved. This is sometimes nicknamed Velcro dog behavior, but it's more precise than that. It's not anxiety-driven clinginess. That looks different, and we'll talk about the difference in a second. This is a dog whose nervous system has essentially synced to yours. You are their anchor point in the room, and their body language reflects that constantly, even in the moments you're not paying attention to them at all. Sign 2, the sleep position. This one's huge and almost nobody talks about. Where does your dog sleep in relation to you? Not just in the room, specifically, where do they position their body? Dogs that have imprinted on a specific person will often sleep with some part of their body in contact with you, a paw on your leg, their back against your side, or positioned so they're physically between you and the bedroom door. That last one is important. A dog that sleeps between you and the entry point of a room isn't just being affectionate. That's a dog who has assigned themselves as your watch guard. In the wild and in domesticated pack behavior, positioning yourself between your attachment figure and a potential entry point is protective behavior. Your dog is doing that on instinct, and it's one of the clearest, quietest signs of imprinting there is. Sign 3. The sigh. Dogs sigh for a lot of reasons, but there's a specific version that matters here. If your dog settles down near you, makes eye contact with you first, and then sighs, that's not random. That's a physiological release. It's the same mechanism you see in human nervous systems when someone finally relaxes because they feel safe. Your dog's cortisol and heart rate measurably drop when they're near their imprinted person, and that sigh is often the outward sign of that internal shift. If your dog does this specifically around you and doesn't do it the same way around other people in the house, that's a direct signal you're the regulation point for their nervous system. Sign 4. Mirroring your emotional state. This is where it gets genuinely fascinating. Dogs that have imprinted on a person will start to mirror that person's emotional state, not just react to loud noises or yelling, but pick up on subtler things. If you're anxious, pacing, distracted, dogs with a strong bond to you will often become restless too, even if nothing in the environment has actually changed. If you're calm and settled, they settle faster than they would with anyone else in the house.
Some researchers describe this as emotional contagion, and it's strongest specifically between a dog and their primary attachment figure. It's not that your dog is reading your mind, it's that they've spent enough time studying your baseline that they can detect deviations from it faster than any human roommate ever could. If people have ever told you your dog seems really tuned into you, this is exactly what they're noticing, even if they can't explain why. Sign 5, the one I promised you at the top of the video. Watch what your dog does with objects that smell like you. A worn shoe, a piece of clothing you slept in, a blanket off your side of the bed. Dogs that have imprinted on someone will often quietly claim, carry, or lie on items that carry that person's scent, especially when that person isn't home. Owners almost always misread this. They think the dog is just being weird or chewing something out of boredom. But scent-based comfort-seeking toward one specific person's belongings and not another family member's is one of the strongest indicators behaviorists use to confirm which person a dog has imprinted on. It's the dog trying to stay regulated using your scent as a substitute for your actual presence. If your dog has a specific item of yours they gravitate toward, especially when you're out of the house, that's not a coincidence. That's the bond talking. Sign 6. Eye contact that lingers. Dogs generally avoid prolonged eye contact with strangers or even acquaintances. In dog language, a hard stare can be a challenge or a threat. But with an imprinted person, that rule flips. Dogs that have bonded strongly with a specific human will hold soft, relaxed eye contact for extended periods, and studies on human-dog interaction have shown this specific kind of gaze actually triggers oxytocin release in both the dog and the person, the same bonding hormone involved in parent-infant attachment. If your dog looks at you, holds it, and their body stays loose and relaxed rather than stiff, no growling, no stress signals, that soft, sustained eye contact is one of the purest signs of imprinting you'll ever see, and it's often mistaken for, my dog just really likes staring at me. Sign 7, and last, recovery speed after you leave and return. This is the test you can actually run yourself. Leave the room for a minute or two, then come back and watch how fast your dog recalibrates. A dog that's mildly attached might get briefly excited and then go back to whatever they were doing. But a dog that's imprinted on you specifically will often show what's called a rapid stress recovery curve, a quick spike of excitement or relief, followed by a fast return to a calmed, settled state, because your presence is what confirms, biologically, that everything is safe again. Compare that to how they react when a different family member leaves and comes back. If the reaction is noticeably bigger, faster, or more physically expressive with you than with anyone else in the house, paws on you, leaning their full weight against your legs, following you to your next stop in the house, that's your answer. That's the imprint. So, let's run through it fast. Full body tracking, even when you're not interacting. Choosing to sleep in contact with you or between you and the door. The settle and sigh. Mirroring your emotional state before anyone else in the house does. seeking out your scent on objects when you're gone, long, soft eye contact, and a faster, more intense recovery response when you come back into the room. If your dog is doing 3 or more of these consistently and doing them more with you than with anyone else in your house, congratulations, you are biologically and behaviorally your dog's person. Now here's what I want from you. Drop a comment below and tell me which one of these 7 signs your dog does the most. I read every single comment, and honestly, some of the stories people share about their dogs completely blow my mind. I want to hear yours. And if this video helped you understand your dog a little better, do me a favor and hit subscribe. This channel is genuinely built around real behavior science, not gimmicks, and every week we're breaking down a new piece of what's actually going on inside your dog's head. Separation anxiety, resource guarding, why dogs tilt their heads, all of it. If you want the next one delivered straight to you, tap that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. And before you go, if you know someone in your life who's convinced their dog loves everyone equally, send them this video. Let's see if they change their mind by the end. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.